Photograph by Shirley Toulson. Shirley Toulson wrote the poem Photograph in memory of her dead mother. Photographs capture a moment in time and also the emotions felt at the time when the photograph was taken. One day, she finds an old photograph of her mother pasted on a cardboard sheet, a photograph she remembered her mother talking about with fondness. Line-wise analysis. The cardboard shows me how it was. The cardboard, that is the photograph, shows the narrator how it was on that particular day. The cardboard's lack of durability hints at the lack of permanence of human life. When the two girl cousins went paddling, when the poet's mother, along with her two girl cousins, went paddling on the beach, each one holding one of my mother's hands, and she, the big girl, some 12 years or so, each of the cousins held one of her mother's hands. Her mother was the eldest amongst them, about 12 years old at that time. All three stood still to smile through their hair. At the uncle with the camera, all three of them stood smiling, their hair strewn across their face, maybe because of the beach wind, as the mother's uncle clicked their picture with a camera. The poetic device's alliteration. A sweet face, my mother's. That was before I was born. Her mother's face was sweet, and the picture was taken much before the poet was born. And the sea, which appears to have changed less, washed their terribly transient feet. The sea in the picture is still the same today. It has changed very less. And in the picture it seems to wash their feet, which by nature are transient because human life is short-lived. The poetic device used in terribly transient feet is a transferred epithet. Human life itself is temporary and not the feet. When the adjective for one noun like life is transferred to another noun like feet, it is called transferred epithet. There is also alliteration due to the repetition of the T sound. Synecdoche, when a part of something represents the whole. Here, feet, which is a part of the body, represent the whole of humankind. Some 20-30 years later, she'd laugh at the snapshot. See Betty and Dolly, she'd say, and look how they dressed us for the beach. Some 20-30 years later, from when the picture was clicked, her mother looked at the snapshot and laughed at it. She pointed out her cousins, Betty and Dolly, and talked nostalgically about how oddly they used to be dressed for the beach. The sea holiday was her past, mine is her laughter. The sea holiday was remembered by her mother with a fondness as well as a sense of loss, as that time would never return. Similarly, her laughter could never be seen by the poet, as she was no more. The sea holiday was the poet's mother's past, and her mother's laughter is the poet's. Both wry with the labored ease of loss. Both made a lot of effort to overcome or ease in their sense of loss. The loss of the holiday and the laughter have to be accepted as a part of life. They are in the past and cannot be brought back or relived, but there will always be a tinge of difficulty letting them go. An oxymoron has been used here. The coming together of two opposite ideas to describe the same entity. Labored and easy are opposite words describing the same entity, loss. Now she's been dead nearly as many years as that girl lived. Now it has been 12 years since her mother passed away. The girl in the photograph seems like a different person altogether. Thus the use of the words, that girl. Her mother passed away, leaving behind memories and photographs like this one. And of this circumstance there is nothing to say at all. Nothing can be said about the situation. It is a part of life, and on thinking about it, one can find no words to express the pain one feels. silences. The silence of the whole situation silences the poet, makes her quiet. Her mother is dead, and she finds herself in a state where it is not possible for her to say anything. Only emptiness remains. In other words, she is left speechless. The poetic device used is alliteration. The sound of S has been repeated. Second, personification. It refers to the circumstance, which is a non-living thing, expressing a human trait of staying silent. A paradox is a statement that is self-contradictory because it often contains two statements that are both true, but both cannot be true at the same time. Silence refers to complete absence of sound. The mother's absence silenced the poet by sadness, where her grief was too much to overcome. It makes her unable to say anything. The poem describes three stages. In the first stage, the photograph shows the poet's mother standing at the beach enjoying her holiday with her two girl cousins. She was 12 or so at that time. The second stage takes us 20 or 30 years later. The mother would laugh at the way she and her cousins Betty and Dolly were dressed up for beach holidays. In the third stage, the poet remembers the mother with a heavy heart. The photograph revives a nostalgic feeling in the poet.
Created using Powtoon.